Cause for real, I am officially over being at the crib. All right. The first song is But It Was Just My Imagination Running Away With Me. Oh, it was just my imagination running away with me. Enjoy the smooth sounds of Dreams and B on WUBU, and don't let nobody tell you different. When I was little, I used to talk to myself. Have full-on conversations with my imagination, a hyperactive kid with overactive vision. The only limits were the extent of what I could come up with. I would create board games and play them with whoever I made up, toss the football to myself in my grandmother's yard, a whole gridiron adventure starring me in all 22 positions on the floor. Through it all, I settled on one resounding truth. I was born with possibilities, and I will leave the way I came, because when they lay me in that casket, I won't be bothered by being alone. It will truly be my time to rest assured. But if I die with no dreams, it will have been the loneliness that killed me.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Bro, run it back. Nah, we're not gonna let you just slide with that. No, you need to run that whole piece back because it was too much fire that we could not all take in. Run it back, bro.
I can.
You gonna start our meeting off with that? With that? Really? How dare you? Run it back.
I just wanted to play. Okay, so that was me playing with the ideas that we had. So, there's two songs, a news break and a commercial break.
Yeah, that was dope. I like that.
It was fire. I loved it. I love.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna just say the ending is still something I'm trying to work through. So I'm not fully happy with the ending, but it is an ending, so I would love some feedback. If toxic masculinity were a year, it would be 2020. It would be the US in a pandemic. It would be a house divided. It would be half a nation listening to the signs and the other half thinking this is all make-believe. It would be high infection. It lives in the bloodstream. It lives. And if I don't open this mouth and call out the ways toxic masculinity breeds itself and inside of me, then what has toxic masculinity said about me? So I am conflicted on the ending because I feel like you listen to something and you're like, the ending sounds like Rashid's poem. I don't want the ending to sound like Rashid's poem, but I also know there's something beautiful of the way he ended it, and I'm trying to capture that, but at the same time, I'm not trying to bite it.
I'm in love with a thug. I'm in love with a gangster, yeah. It's hard to write a poem about falling in love with somebody new when you keep tripping over pain of the past. When you keep changing the station and all you hear is love that didn't last. I'm tired of love songs. Tired of hearing the same words in different tunes about how love is always wrong. Got carpal tunnel in my wrist from the constant turning of the dial, hoping scars will switch to joy and pain, sunshine and rain. I just want someone that makes me feel free. Someone that doesn't box me in. I need real love. That's why I'm mad at me.
So I have two thoughts. One, I think that I'll be completely honest, be completely frank. There's the beginning of the new piece I think that there's a portion of that I feel, because of the way you wrote it with the idea in mind, should open the collaborative piece.
And this is the intro right here. Okay, feel the intro. And forgive my voice. But then it goes, roll to wine and roll. I'll go on drinking the blues. Storms of sabotage. Roll to wine and roll. I'll go on drinking the blues. Storms of sabotage. But if it is that we revert back to resting in peace from the pain, from the boldness of power, in peace where harmony is not just a 3-syllable word sold in record shops. I have a fantasy where we're no longer afraid of dying, where value isn't placed on our transition, because without that, there is no power. And without power, there is no inequality.
Imagine a dream speech realized. A Dr. King at age 89 or 91 speaking to a generation that has overcome, that has conquered a mountaintop. Imagine an El Hajj Malik Shabazz glancing at his children as they read over accomplishments while he is being honored with a Nobel Peace Prize. Imagine if death has passed our heroes by, their assassinations erased and rewritten, historic revisions. Oh, this world would look so different.
Took a spoonful of pain, no bloom in my heart, no doom on my brain, no loom of a test through the fog and the rain. Not scared to take my shot even if I'm falling out of range. What if I never knew the story of hurt? No RIP shirts, just stars back to dirt. The dust of Mother Earth, would we dare take this? Put in the work, go focus on the evil, looking beyond the surface.
So it starts off, Heather speaks, and you go back to the chorus again. I think when you do the chorus the second time, maybe there's the claps that go in right there, just the claps or snaps or whatever. Mm-hmm. Nothing heavy, just, so that you can tell something's about to get rhythmic. And then it goes back to Heather again. And Heather, you don't have to ride this beat. You just need to do the piece, right? Mm-hmm. Because by the time you come out of it, we'll catch the beat. And that's okay. More can get added from the second chorus. So, and we live in the promise of a hope reborn, and whoa, wine and war. And then we all go to it, and then the beat can just drop, and then imagine a dream speech realized, and I just go hard at it, right? A Dr. King, age 89, speaking a generation, and the beat moving, and then it goes whoa to wine, and then the beat changes again, right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's when that's when you go off, because you're switching the whole sound at this point. You know what I'm saying? What if we had no sound? What if we want no blue? You know what I'm saying? Those are the levels of changes. So let it build into this big thing, and then when we get to where you're switching the whole cadence of everything, you can drop back out, or it can switch back up, or you can switch right there. That's where the switch should happen. Basically. Okay. Right where you switched it, that's where the bigger switch should happen. But yeah, leading up, it can be a cappella, and then by the time, so that first verse is a cappella, second verse is snaps, or whatever you have, and then by the time you get to mine, full beat, we go off, and then everything switches again, because you're switching up cadence and chorus and songs, because you finna start rapping in a minute, and that's what's gonna kill them.
So we have such an amazing group of judges that'll be judging our very first project.
I'm Marilyn Callett. I'm Professor Emerita at the University of Tennessee, and I was Knoxville's second Poet Laureate.
I'm Aram Demergen, and I am the 8th Music Director of the Knoxville Symphony Orchestra. I'm an ukulele playing jazz singer and radio show host of Jazz Jam with Kelly Jolly on WUOT 91.9 FM.
You are now listening to Radio Heart at the Break 80.8 AM.
Welcome back to the hottest radio station. A radio station so hot you feel it all over your body. 100.4 The Detox Radio.
Enjoy the smooth sounds of Dreams and B here on WUBU. And don't you let nobody tell you any different.
I like
When I was
the
little,
way they
I used to talk to
use the
myself.
call letters
Have full-on
WUBU.
conversations with my imagination, a hyperactive
That's
kid with
Yeah,
overactive
Detox
The
Radio.
only limits were the extent of what I could
Welcome back to The Break, and I'm your host, Boom Bang. What's my mother name? Baby. I just want someone that makes me feel free. Someone that doesn't box me in. I need real love. What I crave is real love.
Ryan, her writing is always good. I've heard her perform better.
Was not present.
Oh,
I wanted to hear, I wanted to hear more from her voice in that. She had some great lines in her work.
Today, thousands took the street to share their voices and dreams for a better day. City officials say they aren't listening. Law enforcement say they will not get into bed with thugs. That's how I learned about the way of things. Where your mind rests is where your freedom lies. My bedtime prayers are a radical manifesto. A dream state is just revolutionary socialism. Everything produced there belongs to the work of your heart and your mind. It ain't a face involved you don't know, so it feels like community. Lucid is just another word for
Desan?
democracy.
yes.
You have a hand in determining the outcome.
And
because
he also
decision-making
did a
is
superb job of
representative. Pulling
presenting.
covers back
If
to
toxic masculinity were a country, it would have to be America. Oh, this is America. We just like to party just with you. We just like to party just with you. We just like to party just with you. This is America. It would say things like, all men are created equal, but then always forget women. It would speak in binaries. Its native tongue would have to be Christianity. It would believe that God is a man, and that anything that doesn't look of God or of man must be conquered. Toxic masculinity would reproduce itself in its own image. Made in
Drew
its
did
own
a
likeness.
beautiful
It would
job with the
live
toxic
in its own
masculinity
laughter, and yet
segment.
still
I enjoyed it immensely. I was really impressed with all the different ways that they synthesized their themes, both through the radio, and it felt a lot like it was about communication to me and the way we have dialogue. And there were so many, I'm still sort of processing it. There were so many other themes that seemed to jump out. Themes about transformation over time, how toxic masculinity can be limitations and barriers to that transformation, and love and dreams can be mechanisms of growth, and how that can either lead or disrupt or destroy community. So I was very impressed with how they brought all of their themes together, and it seemed like that one poet's theme was really interacting well with another poet's theme.
Woke to wine and war, I go numb, drinking the blues, song of sabotage.
Imagine what we could be if we weren't so afraid of dying, so traumatized unto death. I don't like rest in power. Power is what made us into marginalized people bought and sold and traded and indentured, trauma infused into our cells until the allostatic load bore into our brains pathologized into harming one another. No. I have a fantasy where death is no more.
I think Heather Davis can let herself be more powerful.
Mhm.
You know, her writing is very strong. It's clear, resonant, but let's put the whole body into it. Let's put the whole self into the language.
Woke to winding wall. I go numb, drinking the blues. Song of sabotage.
So woke to wine and war. That kept like, I guess that alliteration. I like it.
Imagine a dream each realized. A Dr. King at age 89 or 91 speaking to a generation that is overcome, that has conquered a mountaintop. Imagine an El Hajj Malik Shabazz glancing at his children as they read over accomplishments while he is being honored with a Nobel Peace Prize. Imagine if death has passed our heroes by, their assassinations erased and rewritten, historic revisions. Oh, this world would look so different.
When you're involving music, to still always lead with the words and to make sure that the production value doesn't necessarily overwhelm or interfere with the words. There were just a couple of moments in each one where the clarity of the ideas being related, I felt like got a little bit lost, even just from a balance standpoint, behind the music.
But what if there was no song? But what if there was no blues? Would we still feel the same? Or will we be consumed with the theory of sound? Like when that tree fall down and ain't nobody around, does it still go boom? Does it still go boom? The realest, never have I ever took a spoonful of pain. No gloom in my heart, no doom on my brain. No loom of a test through the fog and the rain. Not scared to take my shot even if I'm falling out of range. What if I never knew the story of hurt? No RIP shirts, just stars back to dirt. The dust of Mother Earth, would we live, take risks? Put in the work of focus on the evil lurking beyond the surface. Woke to wind the wall. Woke to wind the war.
Korea is committed. You know, like she have like follow through, like a vision definitely. Like she follows through with it.
I enjoyed how they incorporated the powerful visuals into their submission, and I have immense amount of respect for them for taking on such a vital current issue and making that the central thread of their collaboration.
Yeah, the photographs were beautiful. They did a great job with that.